or chit-chatting session to get to know more about, Iziao Ang, how she started her homemade jewelry business. Okay, so I have a handful of interesting questions to ask Iziao Ang. So Iziao Ang will be answering them, and at the same time, she might be even showing some of her jewelries and other stuff if we happen to ask her. So feel free to list down your burning questions in the chat box below, if you have any. Okay, so just to give everyone a heads up, since this is a casual session, feel free to switch on your your mic or even your camera as and when you want to ask a question. Okay, but please respect when another person is asking, and just wait until it's your turn to ask. All right, so our very first question, maybe Izia, you want to give a brief introduction of yourself, like what do you do, and a little bit of your background to the audience?
Hello, everyone. My name is Izel Ang. I'm a small business owner who runs an e-commerce website that sells handmade jewelries, specializing in mainly pearls and gemstones. How did I start it? Many years ago, when I just started working, I was very interested in jewelries. Every time when I have a chance to go shopping, I'll be checking them out. I'll be looking at what are the different unique designs and styles. So gradually, this passion grows, and I gotten very interested to find out how are they being made. And during one trip to a local library, I was lucky enough to stumble upon some DIY craft books. I was very surprised that you can actually make own jewelries. So I borrowed the books, bought some material as whatever is written there, and follow the step-by-step instructions. But because it's my first DIY instruction that I tried out on my own, I have to say I was pretty bad. So I tried a few more times until I get the steps right. And from there, I was very happy and satisfied that I was able to make my own jewelry. So I started wearing them to work, wearing them out, and I start to show off to my friends and families and colleagues. And people start asking me, where do you get this? You mean you make it yourself? How do you do it? So they were curious, and I started selling to them. I started also telling them and teaching them and sharing with them basically what do I have to do to make them and where do I buy the things. And this leads to gradually teaching at some local community centers, bidding shops, and private clubs. And during that time when I was doing this, I was still making things to sell. But it's just very, very beginning when I start this, and I really have no idea where this is leading me to. But I'm glad I tried that because it was really fun, and I found a passion that I have kept it for many, many years.
So you actually stumbled upon, like, when you were browsing through your library books,
Yes.
right? So when was this? Was it during your uni days or?
It was around when I just started working, maybe the year 2000, 1999, that time.
Wow,
I like
20
to go
years
to
ago.
libraries. Yes, I like to go to libraries. And when in our local library, there's a lot of different categories and sections.
Mm-hmm.
And I started to explore because I got bored at the basic things. So I started to explore. And then I realized that, hey, actually, our local library carry a very wide range of categories. There's, besides kids and adults books, there's business books, there's self-improvement, there's DIY, or artists or designs, programming, all kinds of books, fiction, non-fiction. So I was pretty surprised to learn that, hey, actually our local library not bad. They have quite a lot of things I can learn. Just any books that if as long as it interests me, I can borrow them home and flip through and learn. I can make my own notes. I can compile them and then use them for future. So ever since then, I have been going to the library. Until now, I still love to go to local libraries.
I see. So other than library, right, are you like, special trained, or do you have like any cert received in this art form?
Okay, I was trained as an engineer. So my background was an engineer.
Mm-hmm.
I would have to say I'm pretty interested in small detail things. So I think my engineering background helps me a lot because I kind of like to look at them, some of the technical aspect, the design part, the technical aspect, not just wearing them because they're pretty. So this got me very curious, and I make use of this as an advantage because I would think that I want to find out more, but I didn't really go through any design school. I also don't have any background. So a lot of things I learned through self-taught, learning along the way. I get exposed to a lot of different supplies. I get exposed to materials. I learn uh, all these years throughout being able to expose myself to all different aspects. And gradually, I realized that if I put them together, they kind of form the whole business model for me, besides just the designing part or making jewelry part. So I kind of come to a stage where, I think this is how the whole thing works if you put them together.
I see. So, okay, now coming back to the business part, right? What do you need to invest in before you start this business? And usually, how much capital do you need upfront for this? Compared to like, because I would assume 20 years ago it's just a hobby or passion that you just started out. So how long
Yes.
did it take you to realize that, oh, you wanted to start this as a business, and how much did you put in yourself?
Okay. Besides the capital, which I'll touch on in a while, I think before you want to start anything, you must make sure you are willing to invest in your time. Time is important because before you start any business, be it handmade or a mass produced kind of business, you need to make sure you do your own proper market research. You need to make sure you are talking to the right audience. So you need to find your target audience. You also need to equip yourself with the basic skills of running a business. Now, you could have started with a passion in jewelries or gemstones or maybe other kind of handmade products. But for you to run as a whole, for you to run it as a business to be profitable, to survive and to feed yourself, you need to make sure that you cover all the basics. And I have to say, if you really spend enough time learning all this and come up with a business plan, you will be able to make it as a profitable business. So for me, I spent quite a lot of time learning for the business aspect. Along the way, I also try to spend a lot of time finding out more about my competitors. Who are they? What are they selling? Why am I different? What am I making that is so different from others? I need to make sure, am I getting the right materials? Am I pricing myself correctly? So all this takes time. And of course, once you think you are ready, you can start anytime you want. For capital wise, if you can, save up as much as you can. I know a lot of times when we are in handmade business, a lot of us are using our own savings. If you can, or if you have families who are very supportive, that will be a good thing. You know, you can go without months without a pay. They will still be able to support you. You have to give your business a chance. So if you want to ask, I would say a few $1,000s, maybe 2,000 as a start. The amount of money is not to pay yourself. The amount of money is to source for the right materials, decide whether you are going to run or host an online website or have a retail space, pay for the rental. Also, the money will be used for getting the packaging materials, advertising, marketing. So at least a few thousand as a start, and plan it properly so that you have enough to survive for a few months. Maybe the first 2 months you don't have any sales, but it's okay. You still have enough to keep going rather than drop halfway because things are really moving. Sometimes they could be slow, but it's important that you give yourself time and have a little bit of backup plan or a business plan so that things can move along the way.
Yeah, since we are talking about,
Mm.
talking about budgeting and then
Mm.
investing capitals and all this, so how long does it take? How long did it take you to break even or make your very first buck from this?
Okay, I was lucky when I started. There's not a lot of online e-commerce website.
Mm.
So that is a good plus point. At the same time, that's not a good plus point because since there's not a lot of e-commerce website, people are not familiar buying online. So at the beginning, when I started, it didn't take me a long time to sell my pieces because I also participate in some shows and events. It also didn't take me a long time to break even. I managed to break even within first few months. But I have to say, not everyone is that lucky. So if you think that it is not the right path for you, perhaps you need to revalue what have you put in, what are you trying to get at, what's your end goal, is there anything wrong with your product? Is there anything wrong with your business model? Are you selling at the wrong place? Are you not getting to the right target audience? A lot of factors will come in to help to decide if you are really uh, profitable or you are doing it the wrong way. Mm.
So do you face like any challenges, or what kind of challenges when you first started? Because I understand that you pick this up as a hobby, right? So
Yes.
because certain hobbies, right, require a company to do it together with you will be a lot more fun, and then they can help to brainstorm ideas with you, because all these are creative, relies on your
Mm.
creativity. So
Mm.
my first question is, what are the challenges you face as a beginner when you first started, and secondly,
Mm-hmm.
where do you get your inspiration from to brainstorm your ideas, stuff like that?
Okay, I have a lot of challenge along the way. When I start, I don't have much business knowledge. I don't know how to write a business plan. I don't know how to run a business. I only know I like jewelries. I only know I like to make. I enjoy the passion. But I also know that I need to sell to cover because I cannot be wearing so many myself, right? And I also cannot be giving away to my friends every single day. I'm sure my friends will be very happy, but I don't think that's the right way to approach this. So I did check with myself and ask myself a lot of times, is it good to keep it as a hobby and then just do it whenever you feel like it and you can have friends who are very lucky? Or should I be really turning it into a profitable business that can supply and support me along the way? So I choose the later because I realized I really enjoy doing it and I want to do it long term. However, because of the lack of knowledge, I have a lot of challenges, like I don't know how to host my own website. I don't know who to ask to help me. I don't have much knowledge about um, marketing. I don't know much about financing, accounting. All these small little parts, they fall into places. And every single step I try to expand and take leads me to a dead end. And I feel myself being cornered. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't move on. So that's when I realized that, hey, I wish someone, I wish someone is there to help me or teach me what to do, or at least guide me along. Hey, you should be doing this at this stage, rather than keep on doing that. You can do that later, but now the important thing is get your business model right, find the right target audience, make sure you have covered everything, and then you can come back to this part where you would wish to work on more. But I don't have anybody to help me on that. So I struggled along the way. I fall down a lot until one day I realized that I have to do everything myself. I need to learn to do everything myself. I cannot go around asking help every day. I can only ask help once in a while. If people help you, you're lucky. If they're free, they may help you, but not every single day they will help you. So I think I really need to be self reliant in a manner that I can do everything on my own. Uh, but if I have any friends or anybody around me who are business minded, I will go to them and ask them for advices. So I think that is a very important thing to have a mentor or someone who can help you as a friend, or ask questions and brainstorm a little bit here and there to help you to expand and move along
Hmm.
your business.
Yeah, so you mentioned like mentors, right? So how many
Mm.
mentors do you have right now that you are speaking to?
Okay, I have one very big mentor
Mm.
who so happened to be my partner, my husband. He has helped me a lot. He pushed me, he challenged me, he helped me, he guided me a lot. But when we were younger, he was also learning. So there's this very long learning curve for everybody.
Mm.
But along the way, I also found some other mentors who have similar business model as mine, who can help me as a friend. We bounce ideas off each other. and in exchange she feed me her problem and I feed her my problem, and we try to talk to each other and give suggestions and advices that we share things like good books or ideas or links to anything that help each other. So this part I think is an important thing, because if you have a close circle of friends who are also business minded or like minded people, who if you keep them close to you, they can help you in a lot of manner without you having to pay for outside help. So I think I was lucky in that manner. But they only come towards later part. So at the beginning, I was very lost.
Yeah, I
That's
think
the
it's
struggle
important.
part.
But you see, right? Your friends, they are not your business partners
No.
or your colleagues or
Mm.
whoever, right? So how do you find that time, or do you just like as and when just text them, hey, what do you think about this, or ask for their advices,
Mm,
or is there like a specific time that you guys kneel down, meet for coffee and
we don't have a fixed specific time, but because we are friends, so we tend to talk about anything. So when we talk about anything, we will ask, how are you? How's business? This kind of stuff. And the questions will start to pop in the head. And I ask you, that kind of thing. So sometimes a short conversation can lead to a long one, or a short conversation can lead to introduction to another supplier, or to another networking, or number that I can contact to help me solve my problem. So it is a good thing to have that kind of friends or someone who you are close to help you along the way, informally.
yeah, I can see that you are very passionate in what you are doing, right? So what is your favorite part of the creative process?
My favorite part,
Mm.
I would say the part where I get to brainstorm what I want to make. You see, when you are in design, you have a lot of different stages of design. At the beginning, when you can have an idea, the idea may or may not come true. It can be in a draft book. But having to make the idea come true, you have to make it workable. It has maybe you invented some new ideas or some new things, some new designs, or maybe you're just playing along with whatever is existing and you just add on to it. So the part is fun because you get to brainstorm with yourself and look out for trends, look out for details, play with your skills, and ask yourself that, can I take it to the next level? Can I make it in a manner that is so different from others, but it's still workable, it's still in good quality, it's still wearable, it doesn't break the next day? So that part to me is a very interesting part, because I get to make my choice. I get to decide how I do it, what I do, what part is complicated, what part can be kept as it is. And then I form the whole design. From there, I source my colors and materials, shapes and sizes, and then I put them together. The putting together part is the hands-on part where I work with my tools, but the brainstorming part is the part that actually is the most interesting part to me.
So usually how much time do you allocate for brainstorming versus making it?
Okay, for me, right, ideas come and go. So I may be doing something now, and I suddenly come up with an idea. So I keep a book where I keep all my draft drawings. Draft
Mm.
drawings in there may or may not be formed into a real product. Maybe one day, maybe never. So this draft book that I have will be drawing of all the ideas that I think can be made, but I'm not ready yet. Maybe I want to make it in a collection. Maybe I've yet to find the right materials. Maybe I've yet to get that level of skills where I can really make it of such good quality. So when I have a drawing book, I will flip through. And if I'm looking for some new designs, I will go through there and see is there anything that I think I'm ready now to make them into an actual product. If I think I want to make it, but I can't do it now because I don't have the materials, I'll be sourcing. I'll source for the right material shapes and sizes until I get them before I finalize and make them into an actual product.
So usually which group of people will be more interested in, handmade jewelry, designs and products?
Actually, there are a lot of people who likes handmade stuff. Handmade has a special place in a lot of our hearts because it's very sincere. It's really taking time and effort, sweat, making it out compared to mass produce. But also a lot of time, a lot of business owners who do handmade products, their time are spent on making the product. Their time are not spent on other aspect of the business. So I realized there is this very big void and gap that a lot of handmade businesses, they don't do very well. They tend to be lacking compared to those mass-produced products because number one, time is an important factor when you need to make your own product. One piece of product may cost you hours or days to finish it. And because of the time and effort spent, you may be charging it very high. But when you charge it very high, your customers may not be willing to pay. Yes, I appreciate, I love it, it's so pretty. I will really love to own it, but the price is also an important factor for them to decide if they should buy from you or support you. But there are quite a lot of people who really enjoy supporting small businesses and also buying from people who make things with their own hands. It's just that maybe with a better business model, things can flow better. Your product range can be wider. Your target audience can be wider. You can have the business running in a better or stronger, healthier mode. This could be the way to go.
So what do you do when you're not, creating your beautiful jewelry?
I'm married with 2 kids. I have a boy which is 10 and a girl at 6. So besides working, they are my next important things on the list.
To settle them.
Yes, I need to settle them. They're always hanging out and asking, Mama, what are you doing? Can we come in? This and that. So sometimes I explain to them what I'm doing. I expose them to my business model, and I also tell and explain to them that this is what I enjoy doing. Before you guys come along, I'm already in here. It's just that now you guys see it. Last time you guys don't see it. Besides them, I like to read. At the beginning, it was not something I enjoyed, but I realized reading really, really helps me a lot. It gives me a lot of self-improvement at my own pace, which I can learn a lot from books and words. So besides this, I also like to exercise. I go to the gym. And recently, and I like to do adult coloring. You know those coloring books where you buy markers and pens and you just fill them in?
Yeah,
and
I think it has become popular.
Yes,
among
it is.
adults.
It is. It's very popular among a lot of ladies, adult ladies who
Yes.
really enjoy the filling in part because it distress a lot for all of us. Recently, I started scrapbooking, which is another hobby which I enjoy. So because of the tedious business model that I currently have, because a lot of them are handmade, I don't really have much time for my hobbies besides family after work.
So, what is your, any do you what do you love about working with your new clients on custom jewelry?
Okay, custom made, right? They are very interesting because when it comes to custom made, some customers they really know what style they want. They already pre-decided that I'm going to do this, but I can't do it because I don't have the scale. And I need this color, this material, this shape. But I need you to come in and maybe throw in some more detailed ideas. So custom jewelries or custom made products challenge you to the next level. Sometimes some customers ask me questions or things that I don't know how to do or I'm not very familiar with, but I'm willing to try. It kind of give me an opportunity to try out new skills and realize that hey, actually I can do it. Actually, I didn't know I can do it, but wow, someone gave me a chance. So I quite enjoy custom made. But it's tedious because you are speaking to one person who already know the specific style or materials that they want. But of course, your contribution is very huge because if without you, the product cannot be formed. But if you can, you throw some ideas, the customers may reject it, but it's okay. Don't take it personal. There's nothing to do with you as a person, but more like they want this thing to look this way because they already know this is what they like. So custom makes are very interesting and challenging.
Yeah, we have a question from Karina. So do you usually do by batches or only when there's order?
Okay, my business model actually has a few parts. The custom made part is, of course, when by order. So custom made part, I will have to talk to the customers, show them the materials, and then we decide on how the design is before we finalize and start making it. That's custom made part. The other part is those are designs that is my style. I decided I'm going to make this, and I'll make them in a batch or a small collection of a few pieces, and then I put them up on my site to sell. So this part, right, will be the part where I have some customers who don't know what they want, but they know they love jewelry. So they will come to your website and then they'll take a look and then they'll say, oh, I like the style, I like this, I like that. And then they will start, maybe they have some questions or they want to ask me about it before they purchase. So that is the other aspect of my business.
Yeah, speaking of this, right, because I
Mm-hmm.
think I've encountered quite a number of handmade not just jewelry, but rather like handmade products, right?
Mm-hmm.
They are, when it comes to custom made,
Mm-hmm.
how do you charge those people who request a lot? So there will be like a lot of revisions. So how do you usually charge?
Okay, so first of all, before you start on any custom made, you
Mm.
have to tell them the basic rules. I will be giving you three draft on the designs that you have to choose one. But before you come up the draft, you have to be talking about, can you tell me more about what color do you want, what shape and sizes, what materials, how do you want it to be, the basic format of the things that you are going to make. And from there, based on what they ask, you come out with your design, your draft design. And out of the three draft design, right, they shouldn't, of course, be too sidetracked or out of line from whatever they asked at the beginning. So from there, they choose one. And if they choose one and they still want to add on or do changes, sure, no problem, you can do that. But of course, usually when it comes to custom made, customers are more willing to pay a bit more because it's really one unique pieces. No one else will have it. And custom made usually have this kind of unspoken rule. You don't reproduce it again and sell it on your own website, or you don't reproduce it again and sell to another customer. You can reproduce it, but you need to change the design. You need to modify it because it is not a very fair deal for the customer who come to you to tell you, I want this, and then you go and make it and sell it to some other people. So this is part of custom made process, but most of the time the customers are very understanding. They know that it also takes time. So after talking to you, after finalizing, they know that you also need a lead time, maybe 1 week or 2 weeks, depending on how complex the design, how much materials, or do you need to source it overseas? The material has not even arrived. So they will give you a lead time, maybe minimum a week to 3-4 weeks. And then when you're working on it, you update the customer with a progress. Hey, I'm halfway through with pics, this and that. And eventually, if you need to make changes, you just do along the way until the customer is happy, and then you send it or you meet up and pass it to her.
The reason I ask is because sometimes the revision portion, right, it take a lots of time.
Yes,
So how do
yes.
you put it to set a limit? Is there a limit to it?
I will always tell my customer first that when a piece is being produced,
Mm.
uh, I will only accept three minor changes. Three minor changes can be maybe adjusting the length, or maybe just moving something from the top to the bottom, not like totally starting all over again with a new material. If the customer still think that he or she is not happy about it, I will have to advise them that, hey, I can do it, I can change it, no problem, but I have to make you understand that everything done, I spend the time and effort. Now I'm going to go back again. So I need to undo what I've done. I need to spend more materials. The wires that I've used, I cut away, I cannot use anymore. My time, I need to make sure I spend another maybe few more hours to make whatever you ask me to. So there'll be extra charges. And a lot of time, the customer will understand that because it's really one piece custom made only for you. So a lot of time they are willing to to be understanding, and they will work through with you nicely. Yeah. So far, I don't have much problem with custom made. Most of my customers are quite considerate. Even in terms of lead times, they'll tell me, "Oh, take your time, take your time. I know you're very busy."
Oh, that's
Yeah,
very nice.
so yeah, they are very nice. And then sometimes I know that because they're so nice, I throw in some free gift. I give them special discounts because they are really, really supportive. They know that it's piece by piece handmade. You can't go fast. If you are fast, your quality is
Yes.
not good. So they are very understanding in that manner. So I'm very, very grateful that I have such kind of customers who are very supportive. They will share with their friends, they'll keep coming back. Even they see something that they like along the way, they will keep coming back and say, "Hey, I would like to have this." So I'm very lucky in that sense.
Yeah, because I've seen like people posting on social media, right? They ask for, those like handmade resin. How do you pronounce it? Yeah,
Reason, yeah.
yeah. So this person needs it for her wedding, and
Mm.
because they have a lot of orders, right? They cannot produce it within 5 days or 3 days before her wedding day. So no matter how much like they pay upfront, right? They should understand the time that
Yes.
they need to
Yes.
craft it. But sometimes it's
Yes.
not just about money itself.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay, because handmade products, different kind of handmade products, different materials, kind of work differently. For resin products, right? Usually they do it by batches. When they cut the color, when they cut per piece, they don't by one piece. If you are talking about other kind of jewelry, maybe like for my case, I'm working mainly with wires. So this can be done per piece. I don't need to go by batches. But if I want to do that, I can do that too because I can be sourcing for one batch of a collection of materials of the same color but in different designs. So it really depends on what kind of materials you're working with, and that will kind of help you to plan out your business model. Can you do you need to do them with batches? Do you need to allocate one whole day because once you start you can't stop? And then you need to block out the time. You need to set aside every other thing because your material will dry up. They cannot be waiting for you, that kind of thing. So you need to make sure that you are working in the right materials before you decide how to approach and plan your day. Should you be doing today's production day? I'm not going to do any other thing except doing my production, and it comes in a batch of 50 pieces, that kind of thing. Yeah.
Okay, we have another question from the floor ST. So how do you keep up with the trends or what the market or target audience is looking for?
Okay, trend is a very, very important thing in fashion. If you are in jewelry, I would say it's part of fashion. Uh, Except that when you are in jewelry, the luckier part is a lot of time jewelry are classic, timeless, classic, ageless. So if you are in that kind of style, you would not need to follow a lot on the trend, not stressing so much of, oh, the season has passed, I need to keep on changing my materials. So that part, right, if you kind of pre-decide your style, you wouldn't run into so much problem. But having to say that, I say trend is still a very important thing because if you don't follow trend, you end up making something nobody wants, nobody likes. Your target audience is very important because you need to know who they are, what kind of age group, what do they like, what do they wear, what do they like to buy, where do they like to buy. So if you can pre-decide or predetermine this category, know them, really, really know them like they are your friends. Of course, don't spam or don't do all others those illegal things lah. But if you really know them well, what categories do they belong to? What do they really like? What are their style? Trend is only one part of it. You also need to make sure you keep up to trend with the materials. Every single day there are new materials coming up. Are you going to jump into it? Do you think you need to jump into it? Or you're pretty happy with keeping to basic things? For my case, I'm more into pearls and gemstones. Well, pearls and gemstones have been around for a long, long time. Every woman love it. There could be different style. There could be different material, different kind of price range and class. But as long as it's jewelry, a lot of us love it. So having a keen eye for detail, like at least keep a lookout when you go shopping or when you're surfing the net. What are people selling? What are people buying? What is your friend wearing? Why are they showing it on social media? Why does she spend money buying this new product which doesn't look so pretty to me, but she said, wow, it's so gorgeous, it's a new product, she just got it. There's some reason behind it. Spend some time doing your research. You do not need to read a lot of fashion magazines if you are not into really fashion kind of product, but at least keep an open eye, keep yourself exposed to this kind of materials, this kind of trends that's ongoing now, and make sure that you are really aware, but analyze, do you need to go into it? If you think that, hey, this is part of my category, like nowadays, this kind of pearl is very popular. Don't know if you can see it. These are kerchief pearls. It wasn't so
Mm.
popular last time. It was just popular recent few years. Last time people only like to wear
But why? What's the
round.
reason behind it?
The reason behind it, some celebrity wore it and they kind of like show off everywhere, and
Mm.
also because of the mass produce of farming, pearl farming in those countries that manufacture pearls. So every single industry always evolve and come on new products, their own trends. I'm sure even if you're in technologies or in other kind of business, there's always trend to follow. You should be aware of them, but you should not be following blindly. So take note that they will be around and it keep changing. If you want to jump into it, be careful. Make sure you do your calculated risk. How much are you going to do? What are you going to do? And will you be able to keep up? Is this your style? Is it your trend? Also take into consideration your whole business model, your style, because it also plays and got to do with your own branding. Sometimes your brand or your style doesn't need you to go into there. Just because other people are selling it doesn't mean you should be selling it. You have your own taste and style. So maybe that will not be a good thing to go in if you think that it's not suitable for you.
Okay, we have a question from the floor, Karina. So, what are the most popular gemstones that people will look up for?
Okay, gemstones, right? It changes. The basic ones have always been popular: rose quartz, amethyst, ametrine, labradorite, lapis lazuli. These are the basic that has always been popular in years. When I would say, what I would say is, instead of looking out for the popular gemstones, maybe look out for color. Color has a more important role because you can be having different type of gemstones, but they all have the same color category. Like for example, tanzanite are in lavender purple color, is similar to amethyst. Some people cannot tell the difference. Some people are pretty happy as long as they're purple. So it's not really necessary to go for the most popular gemstones. However, if it so happen to be your birthstone or it has certain meaning to you, then perhaps you may want to go in there. Besides that, I would say the next thing that you may want to look out for is not the name of a gemstone, but the cut. There are a lot of new technology evolving very, very often. So the suppliers, the manufacturers who are in gemstone carving and cutting, they are very brilliant. They keep coming out with new shapes and sizes and cuts to amaze us. So maybe if you really would want something different or follow trend, look out for the cuts, carve or flowers or different shapes that is in trend now. Yeah, then those maybe would be something you may want to consider.
Interesting. Because
Mm.
okay, I have a question to that because you're talking about different shapes, sizes and
Mm,
types
mm.
and then colors. Okay, so when it comes to women, right, what's your thought? Do you think they usually will, opt for things that they believe like the price is higher simply means that it will look better on them, or just as long as the item looks nice on them, right? Just even though it's cheap, they will just go ahead and buy it. So yeah,
Okay,
what's the psychology behind?
I think women basically love to buy things, right? If you really divide
Definitely.
up the gender, men and women are the one who tend to spend more. They are also the decision making when it comes to buying certain products for home use, for kids, for family, and they are also more considerate when it comes to buying presents for friends, mothers. So I would say it is a very, very interesting thing. When you come to buy your jewelry, a lot of us are being exposed to different price range, different grades. Ask yourself a very simple question. All the pretty high-end gemstones jewelry look very pretty. Are you going to wear it every day? Will it be something you are going to wear it every single day? If it's only just one piece, are you going to be carrying every single day wherever you go? Or would you be someone who like to keep changing? Maybe today I like my necklace pendant in this color. Tomorrow I want to wear earring, and then the next day I want something bigger or louder or a bracelet. So if you are that type, perhaps you may want to invest in a middle class, middle range product that you think you are capable of fitting into your budget, still can let you be able to afford a new piece the next month or maybe 2 more months. That kind of thinking, because I also realized that as much as the high end jewelry are very good to look at, a lot of time is only for that special day. It's only for that special occasion, maybe your birthday or your anniversary. Yeah, you splurge to spend it on yourself. Unless you have a pretty, thick wallet where you can really buy high-end jewelry every single day. But most of the time, most of us do not have that. So maybe it would be a good idea to keep it within your range. Then you can pamper yourself once in a while, or every 1 2 months, rather than 3 years or 5 years one piece.
Okay, we have another question. I have two more questions from
Mm,
the audience. What's the biggest lesson that you have learned from making handmade jewelry?
the biggest lesson. Uh, I have a lot of lessons that I learned from handmade jewelry. Handmade jewelry started my passion. I
Mm.
was interested because I love to wear jewelry. And because of my love, I start to fall in love with other aspects of handmade jewelry, like the ideas behind, the concept behind, the materials that they use. Why are they pairing in this color and this shapes and size, and why are they making it this length? Uh, it has come to a stage where I have gotten curious, and this part, right, brought me as a person to the next level where I think for me to be able to keep selling handmade jewelry, I also need to make sure that I have it as a whole business, as a whole where I can still carry it in long term, continue to do it all the way for many, many more years to come. So it challenged me to think, what else can I do? How else can I do to change myself or to learn to be a better person, whether it's to equip myself with more business ideas or concepts, or whether it's to expose myself and make myself think more positively, or whether to be more flexible so that I can be on par with the changes that I need to have in order for me to run this whole thing smoothly. So I would say this is just the beginning. This is just one part. Handmade jewelry is just a part, but it evolved so much for me as a whole in my life for many years. So I'm really glad that I found it, and I hope
Mm.
that I can continue doing what I love by doing the right thing, which I think I should be doing, and not just uh, thinking as a designer, as an artist. I'm only interested in my jewelry and the design concept, but I'm not interested to know how about the other parts. How do you sell? What do you do? Uh, like that. So I think it's really, really a very big lesson for me.
Right. Okay. How do you engage with your target audience? Are they actively looking for content on cuts and types of stones? Yeah, this is something that I'm curious about. So,
Okay, target audience. Before I do that, I need to know who are my target audience. I need to know who am I talking to. So at the beginning, you will not know. At the beginning, you are actually very blur. I try to be very, very good and fast in my customer service. Whenever I get an inquiry, whenever someone asks me a question, uh, I think of it as this person has something to ask because he or she is interested in what I'm doing. So from there, I'll try to ask more questions from her or him. What is it that you think you would like to have? How do you like to have it? Is it your style? No, things like that. And I analyze the data. I need to analyze this data plus other data that I have from my other customers, from my past experience, and I put them together. So from there, right, I kind of know what they like, what they want, and I try to come up with things that they enjoy. Like everybody love a good sale. Maybe I throw a sale every 2 months, 3 months. I run a sale. Everybody like to know where you get them from, how are you making them. So I try to engage them at the right social media platform with the right information that I think they would like to know. I also try to be more personal. So I try to be friendly and ask questions like friends. Uh, of course, not propping too much into their personal life, but more like their style. What do they like about jewelry? And then I talk more. Basically, I talk much more to them rather than just having the transaction done. It's not like, yes, what do you want? Okay, I feed you the product, I get your money, end of story. No, I want to find out more from them. What is it that they come to me and not my competitor? So all these are small details that I put together, and I will analyze the data myself to make sure that I'm targeting the right audience. They are the people that I want to serve, and they are the people who are happy being served by me. What else can I do to make them happier? Putting myself in their shoes. Mm.
Okay. Karina asks, how do you grade the gemstone? I think she meant how do you study the grading of the pearl? Do you have a guide on this?
Honestly speaking, gemstone, right? It is a very lovely product that is pretty messy in the market that a lot of us are very, very not familiar with. Why are you paying this price for this grade?
Hmm.
A lot of times people are selling it at a price which the quality of the product doesn't match. So if you're very particular, if you are really very particular how much you're paying for this particular gemstone, I will suggest that you may want to go and take a course or learn more about it. But if you're not that particular, you're just pretty happy looking at it because it doesn't have to do a lot of things for you. It's just going to make you look pretty. Or maybe you have certain memories to go along. Oh, this is going to be my special anniversary ring that I will always be wearing, and I'll remembering all the things that happened to me. So if you are really into that, then maybe you will really want to go and find out more by taking courses or learning. There's no fixed guide for it unless you're a gemologist. A lot of us, based on gut, based on the price, based on the quality and the trust to a supplier. For my case is I have certain reliable supplier that I keep going to. They will always give me products which I think is worth the value. And I think it's important as a seller, as a jewelry designer, for me to filter out those not trustworthy suppliers, because whatever they give to me is whatever I have to give to my customer. If I can't trust them, how am I going to talk or present this to my customer? So the trust has to be there between your supplier and the jewelry designer, as well as the jewelry designer and the customer.
Interesting. I've always thought that jewelry designer, they know how to study it. So usually there's a quick approach on, without the scope you can tell, oh, this is the grade what,
No, we
or the
always
gems
need to
first.
rely on that, and sometimes digging into where are they from, which
Mm,
country they are from, and then talking more to your suppliers. Sometimes suppliers, they also want to talk. They will tell you where are they from. They'll tell you how are they being cut. Why
mm-hmm.
is this batch so expensive compared to all the amethysts they have been selling? I've been buying amethyst from you for so many years. Why suddenly this particular batch, which is still so small, the size are the same, is so much more expensive? Then they will
Mm,
explain to you, no, the grades are different because of this special technology that they have just started. So the cuts is more tedious, a lot of other factors. They will share with you. And you in turn has to go and share to your customers, because this is where you build trust. If you don't share this with them, you only keep it to yourself, there's no way the customer is going to understand that. Why are you charging this particular amethyst earring $500, and when you have been selling amethyst earring all the while for $100? They won't understand unless you educate and tell them. So this is my job. Therefore, I keep asking my suppliers a lot of questions, and they will feed it to me if I ask them the right question. Then in turn, I feed it back to my customers.
Interesting. Okay. All right. We have a few more questions coming in. So, what is the greatest satisfaction as an entrepreneur or as a jewelry designer or artist? How do you keep yourselves motivated? I think this is a very important question for all
Yes,
entrepreneurs.
motivation is very important. Anything that you have passion in motivates you, correct? It doesn't matter whether it's handmade or any other thing. As long as you have the passion, you can be interested in cooking, you can be interested in making a table, but if you do not have the passion, nothing gets done. So I am very interested in jewelry for a start. So that part got me motivated to go and find out more. I gotten curious, so I keep digging, I keep finding, and I keep learning. But along the way, it is difficult to keep myself motivated at times. I also have my downtime where I find it difficult to make things. I find it difficult to come with ideas. So I try to stop looking at it and give myself some chance to breathe, go out and have a look at other things. Think of things a little bit out of the box. Don't keep digging and thinking that why can't I come with something? I need to think and think and think. Don't think about it. For me, I get motivated by looking at other things. Sometimes I can look at other people, at shopping centers when they sell blankets, dresses, the color, the way they combine the color, the way they matches. Why is this particular flower with leaf that look like this shape? Why is that background color of this blanket so different from the color? Why is the contrast making it so special? I get motivation from all this. And when I come back to what I'm working on, I get different ideas. So ideas start to spark. And I think that helps me. I get brain blocks. Sometimes I talk to other people. Sometimes I look at my kids' toys. So sometimes when I get brain blocks, I will be looking around uh, for other inspiration besides my work desk. Yeah, that's
especially
important.
because you're considered as a solopreneur, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So usually because you're working alone, nobody to brainstorm, and then
Yes.
some people will get demotivated in a sense.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, lor. Okay, we have another question from Stephanie. Do you think that the handmade jewelry business is getting increasingly saturated, and are you concerned?
Okay. Honestly speaking, handmade jewelry. Okay, if you are talking about handmade is something everybody can do. You have a pair of hands. You're interested or passionate about something. You go and make it. And if it's pretty, you sell it. That's about it, right? But if it's just handmade jewelry, I will believe that every seller has their own style. Every seller has their own uh, preferences in the choice of materials that they decide to work on. Uh, it is getting saturated because it's a very easy business to get into. It's one of the simplest. You just need your right tools, materials. You can do it at the comfort of your own home. You don't even need to invest a lot at the beginning. Maybe if you can, 1,000 or a few $100 for a start. But along the way, you will find that there are some do not have good qualities. There are some that start just for fun. There are some that get stuck because they do not know what to do. So before you start to feel competitive or start to feel stressed that, oh dear, there are so many people selling it. What am I going to do? How am I going to stand out? Go back and look at your own style. Go back and look at your own business model. What are you afraid of? Are you making something no one else is making? Are you doing a special design that other people can't copy? Are you making something that you really enjoy making and you think it will sell? Have trust in yourself. Have trust in the business model because a lot of time, right? Time will tell. After doing it for a while, time will tell. Some sellers have very poor workmanship. They rely on putting together parts by parts. and that's about it. Some seller has no definite style. They just copy other people. You make this, I make that. And when I come to seller like that, I cannot even know who is who. From the product itself, I can't tell, oh, this is from this particular brand, this is from another brand. I can't tell because they are just buying mass-produced parts and put them together. Don't do that. Have your own style. If you have your own style, you're distinctive. You stand out from the crowd. People will know that it's you the moment they see, oh, this is from this brand. Oh, this is something that I like. I think that they really stand out and I will remember them. So I wouldn't be so concerned that, hey, why are there so many people selling? Because if you don't have your style, you can't last long. And that's a sad part because at the end of the day, right, you want the business model to work. It's not the right thing to do. So just make sure that you are distinctive, you stand out from the crowd. Next
Right.
question.
We have some time for maybe one last question. What are your views of live stream of showcasing or selling your jewelry? I think a lot of people doing this right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I've seen them. They are very good. I have to really say thumbs up for the seller because they are very good at selling in a very short period of time with a lot of products. But the thing is, when they do that, they tend to move on very fast to the next piece. What you are getting is just one view of a video right in front of you. Oh, for example, they say, oh, I'm selling this. Oh, yeah, this, come, $5. You are not getting more info. They can be claiming the grade is this, therefore I'm selling it at a discount price. If it's for fun, go ahead and try out. If you think that the price is too difficult to resist, try out. You never know. Maybe you really get a good bargain. You'll be paying very little for a really very good product. But if you have a concern that you are not getting what you are looking for, you can afford to pay a much higher price. But just because the way they sell it, the way they present the whole selling environment, you get tempted. You may want to think twice first because is this what you really like? Is this what you really wear? If not, then maybe it will be suitable for you. But as for me, every time before I buy a jewelry, to me, jewelry represent my style. My style are being spoken to people who don't know me through my clothing and the way I wear my jewelries. So I want it to be a manner that it's not just something that everybody can afford to buy and it's so common. I want it to be in a manner that is so unique. People will notice me. People will see that, wow, you're wearing something, wow, a piece that no one is wearing. It's so special. I will definitely stand out from the crowd. I want my jewelry to say that. Sometimes I can't do that with my clothes because I don't want it to be too revealing. I don't like some color or some stuff, but I can do that with my jewelry. So if you want that, then perhaps you may want to re-explore and reconsider what kind of jewelry you want to buy, whether it's mass-produced or whether it's handmade, it doesn't matter. But that piece of jewelry says something about yourself before you get a chance to speak to another person. Because a lot of time, we are all judged by how we dress up, by what we wear, correct? On our head, on our ears, or our clothes. A lot of time people judge you and then they decide, should I talk to you or not? Maybe they say, oh, you look too common, I'm not going to talk to you. But oh, you look really unique. I really like your earring. I want to strike a conversation with you. So it could be whatever you put on your body that give you an opportunity to speak to another person. So jewelry really are very important to me. That's why I'm very particular what I wear, what it represents, and how I wear them as compared to just anyhow buying when you see them on sale or when you see them mass produced. Yeah, that's my personal style.
All right. So we have one last question from Erickson. Hello. Are you always compelled to come up with new designs, or do you find yourself going back to old designs every now and then with a tweak to it?
Okay. New design versus old designs. Before you come on new designs, you already have been making maybe a few pieces. So when you are making the old pieces, you may have certain preferences, certain style. I like to make my jewelry this way. I like to hang them that way. I like this color combination. I'm loud, I'm subtle. I like them with attention-seeking style. So you kind of already have a fixed style and manner or method that you are going to make your jewelry. You can come up with new designs, but a lot of times, right, if you have been doing it for a while, you realize that your new design has similar style as your old design. So sometimes revisiting the old design is good because you can pick up some old colors or old style that you forgot, or reinvent them, innovate them in a better manner, better quality based on current trend. So it's always a good to combine both. Come up with new design. Maybe if you're not very confident to make them and sell them yet, it's okay. You can draw them in your graph book, keep them there first, and revisit your old design. Look at them again. What is wrong with this? Is it selling? Is it not selling? If it's selling, why are people always buying this particular design and not others? So from there, right, you kind of will know that it's time to move on to the new design. Or no, I'm going to continue to make this stuff because it's so popular. Everybody is buying the same thing. And I don't know why, but I know it's popular, so I'm going to keep doing it. But don't forget, a lot of times, right, if you're in a handmade business, a lot of us have this, I wouldn't say problem, but eventually you'll face this part, this stage where you are making things every single day. But whatever you're making could be a repeat of whatever you have been making. So, for example, you have one design that's been selling very, very well. For some reasons, this design A sells like hotcakes. Every month you sell 5 pieces of it. You don't have to change the color or the shape of the design or anything. You reproduce it again and again and again and again, and people are still buying it. So now you come to a stage where I'm going to make the same thing again. Are you happy? Is it that you don't like it because it's not challenging? I'm just blindly following whatever I've been making, and I do not even need to brainstorm or think about what the new colors, what shapes, what sizes, where go what. So some people, they feel that they do not like that part because it has come to a stage where they don't enjoy it anymore. I am making it the same. It's very boring. They don't enjoy it. So they will start to question, is handmade business, is handmade product the right business model for me? Should I be looking at selling other things? Maybe I enjoy being a business owner. Maybe I enjoy selling things, but that doesn't have to be handmade. It can be mass produced. I can look for a factory and design something that can be mass produced just for my store. I can do that too. But if you think that you still enjoy it, in regardless of visiting your old designs, it's fine. Then continue your journey. So a lot of time after being in the business for a while, some of us have come to a stage where I think I've been stagnant. I don't know how to move on. I don't know what to do. Should I be expanding or should I not? I do not know what is the next step. So perhaps revisiting your business model and thinking back, is handmade really the right thing for you? Then you can decide what you want to do next.
All right, thank you so much for all the questions and thank you for taking the time out today, Isel. So to wrap this up, I have one last question for you. So what are your future plans for Isel Ang Designs?
Okay, as I said, I started with no business background.
Mm-hmm.
So the passion for jewelry is still there. I really love my stones and pearls and I would really love working with them. But I've come to a stage where I realize me, Isel Ang, I represent my brand. Personal branding is the next stage I need to go. Branding my style with a purpose, branding it in a manner that it's not just making a product to sell, making a product to make sure everybody's buying. I want to make it in a manner that I have a purpose. I still don't know what the purpose is, but I'm exploring towards that manner. The purpose can be working more with charity, helping the unfortunate, supporting just locals, collaborate with local businesses who are as small as me, helping out each other, or even to be consulting other business to be like, sharing my thoughts, my views, my experiences with business who are as small as me and they want to grow. We are in the handmade industry, but we are not competitors, but we all face the same problem as a business owner. that kind of road, I think will be the next stage for me to move along, besides still creating and selling my own jewelries.
All right. Thank you so much for sharing today, Isel.
Thank you,
And if
Rebecca.
you guys, you have more burning questions that you want to reach out to Isel, or even want to like check out her posts and gems, jewelries, please feel free to, go to her links. I have listed the links below here in the chat box. Okay. You can check out her Facebook, connect with her, or Instagram, or you can go to her Isel Ang Designs Instagram as well as website to support her jewelries and her business. All right. If you like this kind of events, feel free to join our private group or even follow our NEW page that I have listed down there. Okay. And then if you wanted to share your story to support our new campaign, feel free to submit in the link below. All right. Or you can just connect with me on LinkedIn or Facebook. Okay. Thank you so much, everyone, for
Thank you,
joining today.
everyone.
Have a good evening. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. I finished.